We are live. Welcome, everyone.
Ooh, welcome to another episode of the Brockton Bay Book Club. I am your invisible host, Alan. Yes, and sock puppeting me is my co-host, Nick.
Your name,
Nick?
Nick.
Hello. Hello there.
he's locked in.
My other
I got
co-host.
too deep in the sauce of sock puppeting you.
Yeah, I saw that. Jacob.
Yellow.
And of course, our producer, Michael.
Hey guys, welcome.
Sadly, Hannah was lost to us during a bad trigger event. So, shout out
Sucked
to a
into
real
the deep
one.
anus of the shadow realm.
Yeah, may we see her in shard heaven. Yeah, and as we can tell, I have my own technical difficulties because sometime between yesterday and today, my phone stopped working as a webcam. So, that's a good time.
What you gonna do?
Anyway, yeah.
It's
what
all
are you
right.
gonna
Me,
do?
Jacob, and Michael have the visual charisma down. We're gonna really bring it with the facial expressions.
Yep.
And
the visual charisma, the vagisma, if you will.
The vagisma.
Yeah.
Yep. Coming in with that hard penimus.
Yep.
Yep.
Exactly.
Well, speaking
This
of
is dangerous
penis,
Hannah's gone. There's no sane person to
hard
react
cold
to us.
yeah, no person to go, oh God, why?
Yep.
Welcome to the Brockton Bay Book Club. We, of course, are a book club reading through Ward by J.C. McCrae. If you'd like to read along, I'm sure there are the links in the description. You could also join us playing some bingo live, which I believe the bingo is also in description. If you want to contribute to the bingo or just chat out of the podcast, we also have I've put together a worm game show called Wormnesia that is totally not ripping off of another YouTube game show that somebody else also rips off of another actual show. But we'll be doing that, and that's patron exclusive. But I found out it was really easy to make, and I could probably churn out like at least one a week. So
Impressive.
maybe tune in pretty soon if you'd like to watch these folks see how bad their wormnesia is.
It's gonna be rough.
It's bad.
It's real bad. Oh yeah.
You may be able to churn out making one a week, but getting you guys all in one video call once a week has proved difficult.
We can't even
no
do it
promises
once every other
in
week,
that. Yeah. That's a little caveat there, but I'm very excited.
Moment.
Yeah. But all that to be said, I think we've got all of that stuff out of the way. Now that Nick's gone, Nick, what were your thoughts about the opening of the back half of Arc 17? Nick, you have the floor.
Oh, thank you, Alan.
All right, you had
it's
your
very
chance,
nice of you.
Jacob.
Oh, you bitch.
Also, what is your shirt?
Oh, yes. So this is one of my Father's Day gifts that I picked for myself. I'll stand up so you can see it better. But I have mastered the art of silly goosery. Is what it says.
Very nice.
That's cool.
That's pretty good.
Nice.
Pretty good.
It's by an artist I found online, Wizard of Barge, who does some very fun nerd-themed art. You should go check him out. Yeah, thoughts on 17 though. Not a sponsor, just a cool guy. Thoughts on 17. I mean there are some really interesting parts and I feel like some very fascinating lore bits. But I don't know, unlike the other times where I feel like the first half is a bit weak, but it leads into a strong second half. I almost felt like the first half was stronger because of where we ended with like the tension of will she get to go out, will she not, and she doesn't get to go out, and now we're sort of dealing with the fallout of that. I don't know. There's some great conversational moments, but this wasn't. For some reason, this just wasn't an arc that like stuck with me as like, wow, that was amazing. I want to keep reading. I do want to keep reading. I will say, I'll end by saying the last interlude sucked me back in again, where I'm like, okay, I need to know what happens now. But up until that point, it was very okay, I guess. I don't know. Major Malfunctions was great. I did enjoy their part.
Yeah. Jacob.
Yeah, I think I would probably agree with that overall. I do. There are a couple moments, some conversations in point 7 through point 10 that I did really like. The Tattletale Victoria conversation that goes on for like a whole arc was really good. Bits and pieces like that I really really liked. But yeah, it's a weird few chapters, and we go from like 0 to 100 in the last interlude, which is fun and exciting. And I agree. I am actually pretty excited to keep reading because it's a really interesting event, and I'm really curious how it's going to unfold. But yeah, it's kind of just it's a similar problem we run into a lot where I find myself not really caring. I do like the major malfunctions. I like whenever they popped up, so it was really nice getting some more background into them, only to be like, maybe they're all dead now. It's too hard to say. So, it's like, am I supposed to care about them or not? I don't know. It's a little hard to sort of uh, follow everything that's going on. But yeah, not the weakest arc by any means, but not the strongest for me.
Understandable. Yeah, I don't know. I know that this can be boring for a lot of people. This was borderline for me for a lot of it. We're like, oh, we're kind of getting into the almost I don't enjoy this. And of course the interludes I thought were all great. Had a blast with those. And they felt like our classic interludes, if that makes sense, of like in classic interlude format, you get somehow a trigger event as a little treat, some behind the scenes on something, and then seeing stuff from a different perspective. And it was nice seeing different perspectives and getting those those origin stories back at it again.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, overall, that's all I got for it. Shall we get into it?
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
Let us do it.
17.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I just got a text message.
Hipped it.
You should ask Hannah what she thinks. The answer is Tattletale is the best. TB, I'm gonna guess that was supposed to be TBH. There are ups and downs. Loved the malfunctions. Victoria is starting to get annoying. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, fair enough. Very fair.
A message from Hannah beyond.
Alrighty.
The veil.
Message from Hannah from the beyond.
From the beyond. She sent it to us from beyond shard space. Rest in pieces.
Yeah. The Kinsey camp gotten real good.
Oh my gosh, that Kenzie camp technology. It's crazy that Kenzie can get literally somebody who is dead to talk to us, but can't get my phone that's physically tethered to my computer to work as a webcam when it has before. So like, I mean, I guess priorities, but
new webcam,
whatever.
Yeah,
you were saying.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, 17.7. Victoria force field braids her hair, and she looks in on her teammates via Kinsey cam. Golem and Rain talk about their pasts. Sveta and company supervise the Red Queen, and Kinsey lets Victoria help coordinate. Yeah, so getting to see an expansion of Victoria's power as she is growing closer to her shard is interesting as a point of character development. Again, I thought they were kind of on a no power lockdown, but I guess they're not in one of the quote unquote ice fields, so it's not a big issue where they are. Um, but still, she's playing with it, which is fun. I always like seeing Golem. I always like having him.
Always.
Was he? I'm trying to remember. Is this where he was calling Scribe / Rune? Like he was like, oh, I hate her. Like she's the worst. Is this
I
this
think so.
arc where they were talking about that? I feel like that was something that came up.
Yeah. I don't remember calling him the worst, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think Golem. Maybe it wasn't Golem. Maybe it was Cuff who said it. But one of them was like,
Yes.
It may have
that's
been Cuff because
absolutely a
Golem
Cuff.
was like, I don't want to be like rude about it, and Cuff's like, nah, she's a bitch.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what it was.
call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cuff's great.
So, yeah, we can appreciate that. Yeah, anytime we see that group of characters, I always get happy because they're some of my favorites from Worm. So
From the good old days.
The Chicago Wards.
From Kaga.
Yeah,
I feel like I was just gonna say I feel like this is one of those though where a lot of talky but not much happened. If I remember right, in the 17-7.
Yeah, I know. I have glad that Rain and Gollum are bonding. Two very similar upbringings, so
Yeah, right.
really enjoy seeing them.
Yeah, true.
I also made special notes of like we immediately open with Victoria talking about regretting having sex in the future. Like
Yeah.
automatically, which just points out like Wildbow is just the king of miserable sex. Like, and then they had sex and they were all miserable. I was like, jeez, if I often say there's like a variety of motions can be tied to like sex scenes or something, or just sex in general, and you have Wildbow just writing them as like bittersweet every time. And then you've got stuff like the incredible lightness of being, which is like, what if we experienced every negative emotion tied to sex instead of any good ones? But
I feel that too. And with Annalise, he's like he does like the softball pitch of like, if you ever need me again, and she's like, no, it's fine. It's a very I'll call you kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is a shame, but he was cool about it, so we gotta give him props for that.
Yeah.
It definitely means he's dead, right? Like, like there's no way he lives.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, probably.
Also have so I was like, make sure I get this right. So Sveta is currently with her ex-boyfriend and his new girlfriend and Egg, somebody who fucking hates her.
Yep.
Sveta, what are you doing?
And what's the emotion? Ingle. Yeah. Which Ingle doesn't hate her, but just another unique person. Yeah. No, what a group for her to be with. It's no wonder that she kind of comes at Amy with some stress and some some spice with the way she talks to her. And on top of everything, the Sveta feels for Victoria as a friend.
I was gonna say I do love a bestie just like defending her bestie.
Yeah.
It's great.
Oh yeah, it's great. A couple of comments here. Isn't this the arc where she, meaning Rune Scribe, is harassing Tristan mid-fight? Yes, it is. That is where it gets brought up, I believe, in even 17-7. And then also interesting, someone in universe being very pro Glory Girl, throwing dumpsters at Nazis. Also very funny, yes.
Wait.
Yeah,
When
not
was she harassing him mid-fight? I thought she was just
it wasn't
they were like all
it
hanging
wasn't
out and they
mid-fight.
were being shitty beforehand.
It wasn't mid-fight. It was more like Scribe was basically saying rude things about Tristan, and everybody else is like, "Whoa, chill! Like this is water under the bridge. Like we don't need to go there." And she's like, "Well, I don't care if I give him crap or not. Like he almost killed his brother." And everybody's like, "Whoa, Scribe, listen, you know, hot, kettle moment here, Scribe. Like, come on, you were a Nazi."
No, calm down.
You can shut the fuck up. And
Yeah, yeah. Which, not to bring in too much from the future, but in that future scene when Scribe is like, "I don't need to apologize for my actions," it's like, okay,
yeah.
that tells me everything I need to know about you as a person.
Which I'm not gonna lie, I have had one of those like, and I've read a couple characters like that where it's like the moment of like, why should I apologize? There's nothing to be done. Like at the time it was my right decision, and obviously I've changed from that. So like I will simply choose to not do that again.
Yeah.
Very I don't think I know enough about stoicism to say stoic, but
Pragmatic.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
another like meaner philosophical term, I'm sure.
It's almost cynical in a way, in the regular definition, not in the philosophical definition,
Yeah.
but almost in the sense of like, or I don't know. It's a very to me, it's a very surface level understanding of behavior, because it's like, why do I need to apologize? If I just show them that I'm different, then they'll believe me when I say I'm different. The issue, I think, with that is while we shouldn't take people just at their word, when you're dealing with somebody who has openly held or been with a group that openly holds certain beliefs, everybody also knows it's really easy to mask those beliefs, right? Like you can still believe horrible, racist, homophobic things, but mask it well enough that nobody knows. So I think it's flawed in the sense of like, she does need to openly recant, because if she doesn't, then everybody's just assuming, well, you must still believe those things. You're just playing nice now, right? Like,
Yeah.
does that make sense?
Which
It's
is
like
what everybody else in her crew is kind of doing, as far as we know.
right, which
Mhm.
it's very different from the opposite of like Tristan and Byron, even, where it's like Tristan tried to kill his brother, basically, essentially, wipe him from existence. The way he overcomes that is by his actions, right? He can't just say, "Oh, I'm nicer to Byron now." He has to be like, "No, let me show you," and let Byron out and talk and do things. Like he can get away with just showing it by his actions, in a sense. Um, Whereas for something like what Rune Scribe went through, you have to verbalize it, because otherwise people will just assume the worst, right? I don't know if that makes sense as a
does,
distinction, but
yeah.
in my head that makes sense.
I'm tracking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah, I didn't
to
have.
bring it,
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, to bring it to our main villain, Amy, that is, she is failing in both the words and the action side of thing, of course, but mostly in the words, I would say. Like, I think what she's doing is pretty terrifying because of her powers, of course, but if it weren't accompanied by all the megalomaniacal things that she's saying and doing, like, it would be a bit more understandable, almost, like, almost. She would have to say a lot to get over it, but
Yeah, we've talked about that before. How even in the last or the first part of this arc, where she would walk around and just cure people of cancer and things like that, where action wise, a lot of what she does could be justified or even praised, celebrated, etc. But we see the monster behind the curtain,
yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah.
I didn't
not
have
much
much
more to say here.
more. Yeah, in this opening chapter.
Kinsey helping Victoria coordinate through the computer was super fun.
Anytime
Yes.
Kenzie's using her computer is fun.
Yeah.
Especially to,
Yeah.
subvert everybody else telling her not to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I do love how often it's been really just Victoria now, but it'll be just kind of like, oh, and just randomly, it's almost like a reminder to the audience that Wildbow throws in to remind us that Kenzie's around. Because Victoria will be just like, oh, Kenzie, by the way, don't listen to this part. And you're like, wait, oh, that's right, she's listening to everything.
It's like when
Yeah,
they used
yeah.
to have to do that with Imp all the time. Like, Imp, get
Yes.
out of here. And the way that she would give herself up is being like, but how? It's like, just say it now. I just walk into rooms and I say, Imp, get out of here.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And there's still no way to know if they're actually listening or not. So it's very similar in that way too.
Yeah.
Does anyone think for a moment that Kenzie is actually not listening when asked?
Okay, I can tell you exactly how Kenzie gets around this.
Please.
Kenzie does not listen in. She has a file that records it and turns it into like a transcript for her to look at
Right.
later.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So she's like, well, I
Yeah.
wasn't listening in, but I did have it backed up just in case you wanted me to read it later, which I did.
I did, just in case you were going to ask
Exactly.
me to. Yeah.
I wasn't listening. My computer was. It's that whole thing we talked about last time with Defiant, where he's like, where Victoria's like, you need to ask her specific questions about about what systems she's running and how to turn them off. So yeah, very similar. It's like, well, I didn't listen, my computer did, and then I had Claude summarize for me your conversation, so I really didn't even get the
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
conversation. I just got a bit of it. Oh man. Bernard asked if Hannah has stopped or if it's temporary. Hannah has been temporarily banished to the Shadow Realm, but we're hoping to have her back next time.
No, she's
Yeah,
okay. She had
so-
It's a dentist appointment took a lot out of her before this, so
yeah.
just not feeling good.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
feeling good at all.
Mhm.
Point 8.
0.8. 17.8. Things come to a head at Shin. Amy almost starts a war, but is talked down by Sveta, with Victoria and Tattletale providing help. This was probably one of the peaks for me. Was this three-way conversation between Victoria, Tattletale, and Sveta, like trying to talk down Amy? That was I really enjoyed that. Of course, because it's Tattletale. She's great. Victoria's providing insight. Tattletale's giving the words, communicating them directly to Sveta eventually after the middleman's taken out. And Sveta interpreting it in her own Sveta way, but it still works with Amy. That whole moment, plus the tension of like there's like skirmishes starting, like the villains are getting restless, they're wanting to fight the heroes. The Titans that she has are starting to move and attack and almost kill Sveta. This whole bit was really, I enjoyed this bit, this little bit here.
Yeah, this was good. It's funny, Nick, you were saying this reminded me during these whole chapters. I was also thinking, it's hilarious to me that all the characters still categorize themselves as heroes and villains, just for the sake of like the shard conflict, I guess, that's still subtly controlling them all.
Yeah.
Because at this point in the story, like, guys, put aside your differences.
Yeah.
Like, reality's fracturing, and there's multi-dimensional titans about. Like, I think we're past cops and robbers a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's still funny.
Yeah, well, even like the PRT group has like still has the labels of like, well, these are mercenaries that we've hired. These are mercenaries that are basically villains because they're bad. And it's like, oh, kind of like you said, it's like, yeah, we're still playing
Like,
the cops and robbers game.
What
at
are the
end of the day.
villains robbing banks? Like, what are they doing? Like, are they just
Possibly?
I think they're just like, honestly, it sounds like they're mostly just taking food and like scamming like food supply deliveries. Like that's
Basically,
mostly
yeah.
what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Or they're working for Amy, which is what,
Right.
is
Right.
the bigger issue, right?
Yeah.
Hey, there's some names thrown out here though. I don't know if it's here or in one of the interludes actually.
I think it's this one.
I think it's this one. Fault Line's crew gets name dropped.
Harlequin?
Harlequin, is it? Yeah. Wait, what'd you say?
Palanquin. God.
Palanquin. I thought you said Harlequin. Did you say
I
Harlequin?
did say Harlequin and immediately was like, that's not right.
I was like, you said it, and then I was like, it is a Quinn, but Palanquin,
Who
whatever.
said that? Somebody said that. Michael, get on that and find out who said that.
Yeah.
It's the sock puppet Alan. Yeah, Palanquin gets mentioned. I feel like there was another name I recognize, but most of them are just no-name groups that we haven't met before.
Yeah.
Who's left in Palanquin? Everybody survived Gold Morning, right? Or no? No,
I think it felt like it was almost everybody.
Is it everybody but Neuter survived? I think, or did Neuter survive?
Did
I really
Newt
don't
get cut?
remember.
I don't remember
think
either.
I think they all survived. I'm not gonna
Okay.
search it, but
Yeah.
It's probably for the best, but
Yeah. You just Google, did Neuter die in Gold Morning? No, but he
So-
does die in.
Yeah, I was like,
Exactly,
we're like,
yeah.
so when Neuter chooses to do Gold Morning too,
yeah.
It's like, oh,
A
unexpected
neutered
surprise.
morning.
Neutered morning.
Fran, I don't know what the aura theory is. You're gonna have to explain that one to me.
Is it that Victoria has no aura anymore?
Damn! Wow.
God, no. Lost it all. All the
Is
auras
this
are
the like
connected.
people getting
getting mauled
influenced
by Eric?
by somebody's aura?
Yeah.
That's just how Eric enters the room every time. Just Morgan. Oh, Victoria.
Yep. No, Victoria.
Wait, why are we calling the things Red Queen encrypted create Titans? That is correct. Titans are the like fractured trigger things,
Right.
True.
and what are we calling them? Giants.
The Giants,
I think are the things that
Yeah.
Red Queen encrypted are creating.
Yes. we
which
call them
are like
giants.
dwarfed in size compared to the Titans. Like the Titans,
Yes, because the
right?
Titans,
Yes.
well, they vary in size, but yes, like the Kronos Titan is literally a skyscraper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Dimension spanning skyscraper.
yeah, multi-dimensional.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess confusing terminology. Big thing and bigger thing.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So
Uh,
yeah. So I don't know. It's yeah. Amy does almost start the war though. Gets talked down. Which this is such a funny point to finally be like, okay, I'll go to therapy. Like the world's on the verge of ending a second time, and she's like, okay, I'll go to therapy in the middle of the
Alright,
world
fine.
ending. It's like
Fine.
fine.
yeah,
But
because
hey, at least
it's one of those things where like, we have so many. If you don't do it now, we'll never get her to do it. And this is like, okay, we survived this, but she will not go to therapy afterwards, and she becomes the new problem.
yeah,
So,
right.
Yeah. Well,
So yeah, we already said Citrine's alive. That's nice.
Citrina's
yes.
alive,
Yes,
which
yes,
we
right.
knew, right?
We knew she was alive, but we hadn't seen her yet.
Yeah. Okay.
But she does confirm Kurt is dead verbally.
Right. And
know.
the manner, it wasn't as heroic as we envisioned. He was just a gentleman. He was just holding
Yes.
the door for her.
Just took
Which,
one for the
Well, no,
team.
he did throw himself in the way. She said.
Calculated.
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 What a save! What a save! What
I
a save!
guess chivalry is dead.
Oh,
Chivalry though is a great hero name.
yeah. Oh my God! What a great hero!
That's,
I love chivalry.
Yep.
I had to look up proxemics. That was a fun word. when Tattletale says, like, basically calls Kenzie out for being too close to Aiden. It's like proxemics. Come on. Which is the study of how humans use space in terms of social interactions, whether it be like interpersonal directly or like propaganda, like through loudspeakers. It's how the
Very
space and communication is related.
Curious.
Yeah, interesting. Is that in 17:8? The little tiff between Kinsey and the chicken?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Because then we have
didn't
one of
realize that
them
was in 17:8.
call Tattletale Tats, and I thought that was the best nickname ever.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, and then after that is Amy being on her shit. Because at one point I just have, oh, so now it's Victoria's fault in the first place, because she literally says the thing about, oh, is this what you're talking about, the aura thing? Now that I'm gonna go look, yes, okay, this is here it goes. So as Franz expands, aura theory was an explanation in fandom for Amy's feelings and the mind raping of Victoria, which we did finally get an explicit, it wasn't just mind, it was also body, saying that being so close to her affected her with the aura power that kind of soft mind controlled her into loving her in the first place. So basically it's Victoria's fault, that whole like she was asking for it theory.
Okay.
And this is, I guess, a direct refutation of that, because we have the confrontation and Amy says, like, you were doing this to me, or that Victoria was probably doing this to me, and then the person's like, bitch, no it ain't. You
because it was basically right. Victoria explains people who were around me enough gained immunity to it, basically. And I didn't even use it around you that much. I used it around other people more, and it didn't have that effect. So this is just you, only you.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I do remember that now. That makes sense.
Apparently, existed since the original Worm. Amy Interlude and Wildbow even commented on it then, but it was a point of debate and controversy. Thank you, Fran.
Very interesting.
I am very glad that did get debunked, because there's nothing
really.
worse than having villain created by the hero's own hand trope, but with this particular scenario.
That's
Yeah,
rough.
right.
Very
way to take a common trope, a great trope, and just water it down.
Yeah. I'm trying to think
rough.
of another villain that is pathetic. Like, what's a good pathetic villain? Because in my mind, like, the super pathetic characters who have been villainous, like what's the dad from Rick and Morty?
Jerry.
Jerry. Like, Jerry is literally Amy, the pathetic character where nothing's ever my fault. And that is their, like, that's their superpowers, that they can just blame everybody else for the fact that they're pathetic. And it also helps them slide under everybody's radar because they're so sad, which is like the sinister part of it. That if they do something evil, it's like, well, how could they do it? And it like disqualifies it because they're so not aggressive. Which you kind of see that in Rick and Morty, but I'd be interested if there's another character that almost gets infantilized for how, like I said, just pathetic they are. So their actions get diminished, even though they are the villain.
Interesting.
I mean, Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Right.
It's my silly.
Is he a bad guy though?
He's not even a villain. He's not even a villain.
He's not even a villain. Yeah, the one when you were talking about pathetic villains or like the villain who believes they're the product of the heroes, but in reality they aren't. Um, the one that comes to mind is Mysterio from the second Spider-Man movie, I want to say
Yeah,
that came out more
yeah.
recently, where he's like
Far From Home.
Tony Stark, yeah, from Far From Home, yeah, where he's like Tony Stark made fun of me and ruined my life, and it's like you look back and it's like no, he literally didn't. That was just your interpretation of events. Nothing he did ruined your life.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
So it's
Which is already a Tony Stark character from Iron Man 3.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
100%.
Yeah, yeah. So uh, Tony has made some villains, but there are a couple who blame him for no reason.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Lord Farquaad from Shrek.
Lord Farquaad.
That's good. Yeah.
See,
Perfect.
I feel like that's more
Yeah.
comedic. I mean,
That is
maybe
100%.
because he's
for
just
sure.
he's so blatantly aggressive
Yeah.
Yeah.
that like
Just looking up list of good villains. Just,
yeah.
The
I'm
fairy
sure there's
character
a
genocide does go pretty far, I guess.
yeah. I'm sure there is like a DC villain probably that
There's always a DC
that
villain.
is like
There's
like a DC villain that's so small time and yeah I'm sure there's
Yeah.
some comic run that has
And
that.
you know who else kind of fits it is Squidward. From
Mm.
Squidward and Plankton, but in different ways.
Oh wait, if you're
Actually,
talking
you know
about
what?
DC,
Plankton actually is a pretty good example,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
Blatant evil, but because he's small of stature, it's taken as comedic effect when he is in fact bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Comedic
Yep.
is probably like anything comedic is probably doesn't count for a lot of that.
Right.
Um,
Right. Because it's meant to be funny.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
who else? His actions. I don't know that I would say they get downplayed. We're going off on a real tangent here, but in
We gotta
terms
put some
of
time.
pathetic villains, one of the best pathetic villains, I think, because it's so well executed, is Commodus from the Gladiator movie.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
Actually,
he
yeah.
is.
Very
And now,
pathetic.
granted, you could argue that his villainy is his father's fault, right? Not the
Yeah.
hero's fault, but his father's fault.
Yeah.
I think there's a pretty clear connection there. But he blames Maximus so much for his father rejecting him when it's not even Maximus's fault, right?
No.
Yeah.
Right.
So and plus he is so pathetic. He does so many evil things, but because he's so pathetic, um it's like a lot of those things he does is like, oh well, it didn't really matter because he's such a loser. But
Yeah.
he did some pretty bad things, including
Yeah.
killing his dad.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
you're right. He does have a level of patheticness that like especially midway through the movie, even though he is responsible for so much already, you're just kind of like what a sniveling
Mhm.
bitch. And I can definitely see you're just like, oh, he's a little baby boy bitch.
Mhm.
But he
Yeah.
is really terrible. Like
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
and yeah. That he is a very good pathetic villain.
What about King Joffrey?
I haven't seen Game of
He's
Thrones.
just so evil.
But
Like
he's
outright
so
just
pathetic,
so
though.
evil.
He is pathetic for
He's
sure.
very pathetic. That's part of
But
his character.
He lacks I don't know I don't feel like there's enough empathy to feel
I didn't
sorry
know that was
for
part of it.
him.
Yeah. No, definitely not.
Like
Good.
the patheticness comes from the empathetic. Like you feel
Okay.
bad for him, and I don't think anybody feels bad for Joffrey ever.
No.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah.
Mhm.
That
Do
is
we
true.
feel
That is
bad
true.
for Amy though? At any point now? I mean, maybe in the past we did, But do
At
we
this
now
point,
have any
no,
bad
no,
feelings towards him?
absolutely not.
To
Yeah.
bring it
Like
back to
everything,
Ward.
like you could really make. I don't know. I still think there is some level of like in universe, the patheticness level, and you know even extra like us reading it metatextually, like she is a girl who is smaller of stature, weaker of frame, like not outgoing, like she is, but she is like on just a base level, she she's Victoria's rapist, and
Yeah.
like it's one of those. I'll go back. Holes, the movie Holes.
Mhm.
If you remember, one of the big differences in the book, Stanley is a huge guy. He's a little overweight when he starts, and he is bullied by this really small kid at the school. And it's kind of like, even though people see it and acknowledge it, they don't accept it because the kid's so tiny compared to Stanley. How can, you can't be bullied by him. He's like a third of your size.
Yeah.
And this feels like one of those, like, she's just, yeah, she gets a pass, not a pass, but there's some weird, like,
Yeah.
she is more pathetic. And yeah,
Well,
I just,
yeah, well, and from other people, right? Not Victoria and those who are close to Victoria, but from other people, Amy does almost get a pass sometimes. Where, like we saw with Eric, that was part of why it was so frustrating. Is Eric's like, well, maybe I'd like to see things from her point of view, you know? And we're like, no, why? No, you don't
Yeah.
need to see things from her point of view to understand she's a
Right.
terrible person.
yes. Hannah on the delay wrote and said Joffrey as well. So
Mm.
we're on to
Fran
something.
had a good one in chat as well with Gollum. I thought it was a great example of
Oh yeah,
Gollum's a
you-
great example.
you
The
do feel
class-
some empathy for Gollum,
That's
as you're
yeah.
meant to. You know, you just got to forget that in the book version, he may have eaten babies.
right. Totally did.
Who
Maybe
hasn't?
we'll find
Pretty
out in the
horrible
new
thing to do.
Gollum
Gener-
movie.
Generally agreed upon, bad thing to do, eating babies.
Yeah, I mean, pity is like literally a whole plot point with
Yeah,
Gollum and
yeah.
Yeah. No,
Frodo.
it's
Yeah,
that's
so,
I don't know why I didn't think about that earlier.
classic example.
Great
Yep.
example. The Mad
Anywho.
Hatter. I don't know.
I don't know enough about Alice lore to know.
Well, I was gonna say I know from
Unless
the books.
that's a DC villain.
No, but
They is that a DC character too? Because that could be a comic
oh,
book
you're
character.
right. DC
100%
character.
is.
Yes,
I was gonna say, like,
actually,
I didn't think the Mad Hatter was a villain in
actually,
Alice in
no,
Wonderland.
Fran, you're absolutely right, because the Mad Hatter is sort of a short, the shorter guy, ginger hair,
Oh yeah.
kind of not
None of Batman villains can be.
yeah, not, I don't know, right? They had something against gingers there, but kind of
Deserved.
unattractive, and his thing is he puts the hats on people and mind controls them, because he has like the band with the mind control thing, and it's ultimately to make this one girl his Alice, which is very creepy, but he is just a little guy, and
That's a little guy.
I don't think Batman ever treats him like that, at least not in the later ones. Maybe in some early Silver Age of comics.
Yeah. I mean, there's lots of moments like that. I feel like Batman through different eras has done that well, right? Like you've got the Riddler who has that moment where he realizes he can't not turn things into a riddle and give himself away. It's like there's that part of him that doesn't want to do crime. And so he always gives himself away, and he realizes, like, there's a famous, I think it's a comic strip or a scene from the animated show, one of the two, where he's like, I actually didn't even mean to make that a riddle. Maybe I do have a problem. Maybe I do need help. like when he finally admits, he's like, oh, I might be crazy. Like you have those moments with a lot of Batman characters, I feel like, in particular.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyways. But Amy
So
does
I
agree to go to therapy. So the question is, which therapist does Victoria want to set Amy up with? Is
it's
it is it
it's
is it Darnell?
it's got to be
Darnell?
Darnell.
Darnell? Dr. D?
Yep.
Yeah.
Big D.
Because I feel like Jessica's out of it, right? She would not
Jessica's out of the
be with
game.
Amy.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like watching Ronaldo play. It's like, yeah, like I think we're
I
done.
knew the World Cup reference would get in there somewhere.
Yeah.
That's funny.
We can't go a whole podcast without a World Cup reference.
It's true. It's true. Apparently, Ronaldo is my son's favorite player. I didn't even know he knew who Ronaldo
Nick,
was.
you really got to wean him off of that.
Yes.
You
I've been
really
trying
got
to
to wean.
encourage him.
You
I was
really got to
like
wean
even
him off of
today, I was
all the
like,
players you
I
could
was
have
like,
picked.
I was.
The
I know.
most problematic one.
Yeah,
A real
but
Amy type situation. If we're
it's really only because apparently, and this is what he told me recently, is that one of his friends at school went to a camp with Ronaldo, and so like because one of his friends at school likes Ronaldo a lot, now he likes him. But I've been trying to push him though. Like even today, I was like, Charlie, Messi just scored a goal and broke a record. He was like, "Oh, cool."
Where's
So
Ronaldo?
yeah,
yeah. And I was like,
Ronaldo's
"Oh,
in prison where
Mbappe
he
is
should
pretty good
belong.
in the French team." And he's like, "Oh, look at that, Mbappe scored."
Well, we don't need to give him to the French. It's fine.
Yeah, let's not.
Let's not get carried away.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
Exactly.
I'll try to introduce him to Holland later.
Yeah,
See if
I
that
mean,
gets
if
him
it comes
excited.
down to it, you just show him the news clippings and be like, "Look, Ronaldo should be maybe in prison. Who knows?"
Hey,
Um,
I don't follow. Apparently, I mean, who knows? Who knows what kids at school say? I'm hearing this. I'm hearing
yeah.
this secondhand from elementary students, and I know what I told my friends in elementary school. So yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. The end of chapter 17.8. I have a good question for us to ask.
All right.
Mhm.
How how have you seen Victoria change since she's become in sync with the wretch? And when do you think that like started happening? What was the process? Because we know what it
She's
looks like power wise, kind of.
yeah. She's
Mhm.
cutting a much more aggressive vibe. I feel like in the past couple of
Yeah.
arcs, since pretty much since the crystal incursion where she broke Teacher's crystal. It's felt a bit more aggressive and impulsive, a bit more like it's here's the vibe I get is speaking of like other characters. The character, and I can't think of a specific one, but there are so many examples of this, I'm sure, where they appear under control on the surface, but then underneath, like they're moments away from snapping, right? Um,
That's how I
like
mean
a good
Sveta considers herself a lot of the time.
yes, a good example might be Kingpin from the Daredevil Netflix series, where it's like
Yes.
he has that demeanor of calm, but the moment something goes wrong, he flips a switch and he's, smashing somebody's head with a car door. It's like a very, very under the surface anger and impulsivity. And I feel like that's where Victoria is now. It's not quite that bad, but it's close, right? Where it's like, okay, you have this calm demeanor, but I feel like people are starting to see through it. Like it's starting to crack, especially with Eric.
Yeah.
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 If we had more time left, I would almost expect a crash out of some kind. So we'd have time for like some recovery at the end. But I know we're getting close, and that's kind of the weird meta knowledge we have. We're getting close to the end. Like
Mhm.
I don't see her losing control. Not maybe a little bit, but not like a whole character moment this late into the story. It feels rushed. I'm not quite sure.
I still expect a crash out. Um, I still expect. I'm still riding the train of like, uh, Victoria's gonna be a problem by the end of the story. I'm not sure if she will or not, but I'm riding the train of that, right? So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been seeing like the concept of like you were talking about you have all these rules or like the demeanor that you put on. And I think that's more than just a demeanor for Victoria. I think she has started she's always lived according to sets of rules. And that's been who she is. And we see that in the different names that she like gives herself that are very categorical. She loves the structured the I'm not going to say by the book, but it is structured, I guess is the word I would use. And as we've gone from thought out, planned, some sort of methodology to how she does stuff, we are now getting into something that she's not ever done in her life, really, which is be instinctual. To like not just say, oh, I have a gut feeling and I've got to do the math on that before I can, add that up so we get the correct number and maybe I'll do my gut feeling. Now she's just kind of, the gut feeling says something and then she does it, which, the gut in this case might be the shard.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the constant question is now the question of, are these thoughts mine? Are they the shard? Yeah. And Bernard says she's less aggressive than Glory Girl days. When I say aggressive, I don't necessarily mean in action. I mean more in attitude. And of course, we did not have internal dialogue for Victoria and Worm. But I'm talking even more just from Ward, where like I feel like the internal dialogue has gotten more aggressive over time. Obviously, situations have gotten more tense too, so there's that. But
right, yeah, it's weird. I'm unsure where her character arc is going, and I'm curious how Wildbow plans to wrap it up. Taylor's arc felt a lot more predetermined, even though I couldn't have guessed the ending coming from a mile away. Like, it still felt very natural as it unfolded.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm interested to see where it goes.
For sure.
Well, on to 17-9, perhaps.
Yep.
Why not?
Oh wait, I forgot. I gotta give Hannah's spiel before about Tattletale. Tattletale is the best. Tattletale carries everybody on her shoulders. Let's see. Tattletale has literally her own team, a child daycare center that she's running, joint task operation with Breakthrough. So she's basically running, that, and then also working with the Ward's bullshit on top of trying to coordinate, between every other group that she's like associated with. And like we said, while trying to raise one child and run daycare for the rest of them, all of which are essentially like the worst of juvie. So she is a saint. Her patience knows no end, and she is the best. So I know Hannah wanted to say that, and she's right. Saint Tattletale all the way.
Yes.
In Shard Heaven, Saint Tattletale will be at the doors. Got us in. All right, now 17.9.
Problem with Tattletale being the gatekeeper to heaven is she'll know everything that we did. So,
I mean,
the boys walk up. Just don't even try. Don't even try.
Yeah, it's like I love all the memes that are like me and the boys outside the gates to heaven while our group chat plays on the big screen.
Yes. And Hannah catching up with this is Victoria's so aggressive. so sure of her rightness, kind of feeling like she's the only one that can solve things. Like she's the glue or the linchpin. Like she is so sure of herself to be that cocky. Hannah does not
Yeah.
like it. I personally think that all of those things would be true if she was tattletale, but she's not. Also, my
Yeah.
thoughts are that Victoria will not have a major blow up, but a small ones. Nothing Capri sized.
Also, the way Hannah describes Victoria there sounds an awful lot like Amy. They
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
got some pretty similar perspectives right now.
They are siblings. And again, it's that funny moment where with Taylor believed she was right, but it never quite came across as cocky because she usually was like 99% of the time.
If you are right, it's fine. You can get away
Whereas
with it.
I feel like with Victoria, the issue that we run into is it's a lot less certainty on her part
Yeah.
and a lot less common that she is actually right. With Taylor, it's more like this is right, and she can point to a specific things. With Victoria, she's more like something weird's going on, guys, and everybody's like, "You're just vibe. Like these are just vibes, Victoria. We need more than vibes." And she's like, "No, no, listen to me. I've got something. I've got a theory, you know." And so, yeah, not that it's bad writing necessarily, or it's just different characters, which is interesting.
Yeah.
All right, 17.9, shall we?
One.
Victoria takes some time to calm down, gets a call from her dad, and then gets a call from Tattletale. The two of them discuss the various threats and suspect Contessa of manipulating things. Well. The conversation with Mark.
I don't know how I feel about the conversation with Mark. Like, I sympathize with Victoria so much, but man, I did not like her here. I was like, you listen,
much.
Victoria, if you want Amy dead, do it yourself. Stop trying to guilt trip the one man whose mind has probably been shattered by Amy at this point. Like, God, it just felt so slimy. I was just not a fan of the language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I get it, and I get wanting to have someone close to Amy you can trust to do what needs to be done. It just she doesn't explain it well. And I know she's at the point. This is what I mean where she's like, I have no fucks left to give, or I have like 3 left to give, and Mark doesn't get one, Amy doesn't get one. So she's not, couching her language in cushy terms to make it more palatable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's like, man, because I don't know. I feel like I say this every time this family comes up, and I'm like, as a parent, though, the idea of being faced with the concept of needing to end the life of one of my children is so out there that I can't even comprehend what that would feel like to have to truly contemplate,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just like I just can't even imagine. Like I get it. We dislike Amy. Oh man, Victoria though. That's
I do think
crazy.
this lends a lot of ammo to the idea that this I think Ward will probably end with Victoria killing Amy. I don't see another way. Or maybe some like death adjacent, locking her in a dimension that she'll never escape from or something like that, But
You think she shoot, what's the Superman comic where he like snaps the one dude's neck? Is it? Or no, that's just the
Injustice?
well,
movie.
I think
It's
you're
just the
thinking of
movie.
thinking of Man
Oh
of
yeah,
Steel.
that's the movie.
Man
Man
of
of Steel,
Steel.
he does
Snap.
that as well.
Yeah, it's just Victoria flying up behind Amy and just
Yeah. just going for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
or
I
just
I mean,
with her vector arms from freaking Elfin Lead, just lobotomizing Amy real quick.
Yeah, just
Yeah. I will say though, I do think to bring in a little bit from future arcs, in the bit in the interlude where we see Mark talking to Amy about how important this is, although Victoria maybe took too aggressive attack with Mark, I do wonder if that made Mark realize, oh, Victoria's very serious about this, and I'm not going to be the one to kill Amy, but Victoria will be, and I need to make sure that doesn't happen. And so he does take it seriously enough to say, hey, Amy, this isn't just one, this isn't just one therapy session. You promise to go to the next one, which is a promise to go to the next one, which is a promise to go to the next one. Like, you need help, and you have to promise that too. Oh man, yeah. Super. So I wonder though if that was effective in that sense, right? Like, I don't know if it was the right way to take it, but it did work. Question mark?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I mean, in comparison, like, we have another set of siblings that have problems with Tristan and Byron. At face value, because of not only did they really get into a fight before, but then Tristan straight up fakes his brother's death, for a while, and then that comes out. His family's not on great terms with him, and he didn't kill him. What he did was pretty bad, but Amy raped Victoria, and everybody's just kind of mid about it, and that's like, I don't feel like there's really a level here that Victoria can't yell at Mark and be like, if my demands are that she goes to therapy or you shoot her, I feel like is pretty acceptable. Like, I think shooting her should be shoot her, unless of course she goes to therapy as like the sub to that. I'm always pro, like, we need to take out Amy, but
it's hard to see well, for me it's impossible to see a path where forgiveness is on the table of any kind, and then it's hard for me to even see a path where like acceptance is on the table, where Victoria's like, I've grown and matured and I moved beyond it, and I'll just never speak to Amy again. Like, I don't even, like, that doesn't even feel viable at this point,
because that's what she wanted. She wanted to never speak to Amy again. And truthfully, she could probably find a way to do that, but it also involves cutting out like all of her family and all this other stuff that's Amy adjacent.
I feel like forgiveness and reconciliation is the lie that Victoria and Mark are using to convince Amy to do the right thing at this point.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't care how it happens, but Amy's got to be dealt with.
Because I think ultimately the goal would basically be, the ultimate goal would be Amy realizing she doesn't deserve reconciliation.
For
like,
real,
coming to that realization on her own, right?
The real answer is that Amy, like, on the flip side, Amy goes, I did a really bad thing, and it is something for which I cannot make up. And that is really the like, I don't know, the accepting part of it. If she'd had that a long time ago, then her character might end up being a sympathetic character, but she just will never.
Yep. Pretty much.
Yep. Well, aside from that conversation, we have the conversation with Tattletale about potential threats, which they land eventually on Contessa and the anti-parahumans, because those are the things that nobody's paying attention to, and Victoria has this gut feeling the real threat will come from something nobody's paying attention to, right? It's not Amy, it's not the obvious things. It's
Coil
something
sniper.
else. Coil sniper.
I mean,
every time.
If we're thinking about the last end of the world, how we try to how we tried to stop the end of the world from happening before with Jack Slash. The secret was get a non-parahuman to do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And in this case, same rule kind of applies, but for fucking everything up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, interesting. Yeah. So the other threats, right? They mentioned the machine army, of course. That's a constant potential. We've got, though, Fran pointed out there's some cool 3 blasphemies lore where we find out that the 3 blasphemies could have been like the 10 blasphemies. And a very unique trigger where you have people in different countries around the world building the exact same thing with no connection to the other people. I did like that. Thank you for calling that out,
And
Fran.
the
'Cause I would have
blasphemies are
forgotten.
tinkers.
Yes, and they're all
Yeah.
tinkers. But then they build something almost perfectly identical, Tattletale says, which is an interesting thing. They are a threat, but we don't know much about them other than that. A sleeper also has been not put down, but quelled, we hear.
Legend
I think,
fucking blasted the shit out of him.
yeah. Yeah, it's like, I love this line. Sleeper, restless but still around, Earth Zayin in the palm of his hand. He started to emerge, legend faced him down. How leveled about 30 square kilometers of city.
I feel like
So it's
Legend's entire existence is just repeated moments where he just goes, "Please, Sensei, let me go all out just this once."
Yeah,
and
just
like
this once.
that's
And
his
then he
whole
does.
that's his whole lore. And then he does
Yeah.
does something else.
Which I love the idea that this still fits in with the idea that Sleeper, his power is just convincing others he's super scary. And so they hear he's moving. He
Yeah.
opens the hatch to a secret underground bunker, sees Legend. Legend just destroys the city. He just closes the hatch and is like, well, going back to sleep. Nope.
I do love that theory. I do hope it's true.
Probably not true, but if he never appears again, then I say the theory holds.
Yeah, you know.
Nothing to contradict it.
Yeah.
All right, Contessa, is she a
Oh
problem?
yeah, then we get to Contessa.
The answer is yes.
I like how they finally. I think we mentioned this last time, and we kind of just got off of it. But I like that they kind of bring it up here subtly again. But like, I like that they finally asked themselves, "Wait a minute, was Contessa just bullshitting us when she was giving us those prophecies, or like here's your possible
Yeah.
scenarios, the only way out?" And Tattletale was like, "Probably. I mean, she just says whatever she needs to make sure she survives to the next day." And like,
as
Yeah.
master bullshitter.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I was like,
as a fellow
yeah.
thinker myself. Yeah. I mean, oof. Yeah. Contessa being the threat, and we can get into 710 too now, I think, because this is where
Yeah.
we find more perspectives where Tattletale explains how her power works. Citrine explains, which again makes a lot of sense. But let me read 1710, and then I think we can wrap up the pre-interlude portion with this. 1710 says, Tattletale explains Contessa's power as hot lava you need to work around. Citrine explains Contessa is a child that never got to grow up. Victoria stands up to Eric with Citrine's help and asks about the anti-parahumans. Yeah, I feel like that explanation from Citrine makes a ton of sense. If since the time you were 11, you could simply ask the question, how do I get what I want today? And always get what you want perfectly every time. What kind of a person would you grow up to be?
Yeah.
And like obviously Contessa and Dr. Mother saved the world, you could say. But yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting.
I mean, the fact that her whole like dream is just like being on a beach with no powers, It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
it's so simple and just honestly pathetic if you really want to go there. No,
I
I
mean,
could
tell
never.
me,
What's
tell me that isn't also like Tattletale's dream.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like especially with thinker powers, that's got to be their dream, right? Is like
yeah,
I really just want brain silence and not to think for a day, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Man, you know what? Who was it? Originally, who became Hatchet Face? Who was the power uh, absorber kid?
Um
Oh no, it was
oh gosh.
Leatherface or something like that. It's
No.
Yeah,
already a stalker,
No.
already like
Yeah.
a villain dude with
No, Hatchet Face was the
or
original.
was Hatchet Face the original, and then he
yeah, you're right. He was the
became
Yeah.
original where he
okay.
just kept walking and
Hack,
people.
Hack Job, I think, is the
Oh, Hack
Yeah,
Job. You're right.
because it was
Okay, yeah,
Hatchet
Hatchet
Face
Face.
with the teleporty guy strapped to his back.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Ash teleporter. What was his Oni?
Oh, Oni. Right.
Oni Lee, yeah.
Oni
Oni
Lee.
Lee. That's it. You're right. You're
Yep,
right.
Hack
Yeah.
Job.
So Hatchet Face really could have just opened up like a spa resort for thinkers. Just been like, could have made a killing.
True.
Right.
Come get a massage in the
We
sauna. You'll be in my range. Your power
we,
won't
we have
work.
another guy like that. We have Contender.
Yeah, Contender
Contender
does
could
that
have been.
too,
It
right?
could have been
True. Forgot about him.
Placide.
Placide.
So yeah. So
Yes.
yeah,
Where
that
he's
was
like,
the innocent
welcome to
secret.
Placide's parlor.
Yeah.
He just runs high end. For those who need to get away from themselves.
Right, because it's only one at a time,
Placide.
right? So he has to be like,
Yeah.
all
Well,
right, you have to
yes,
book
yes.
me for a day. Is what
Exactly.
you have to do.
And like the real top end thinkers, like Accord would like, I just need to get away from myself and my powers for a little bit. So you go into the room and he essentially activates his little deprivation chamber.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Mm-mm. It's a great idea. It's a great idea. Yeah. So they eventually land on the anti-parahumans as being the potential problem because that's where nobody's looking. And Victoria's had this sense of that's where we need to look.
Yeah. Clever girl.
So, yeah.
She's on to something.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little too late.
And
but-
sort of, and of course that coincides with where Contessa is because Contessa was was arresting teacher from
Yeah.
Earth shit with which is where the anti-parahumans are.
Yeah.
is this the chapter where we find out how that Eric got into university? Or is that in the next one?
We found out that may be this one because this is where no, I think that was the last one where because Kinsey's like, I can dig up some dirt on him if you want, and Victoria's like, no, don't tell me, and she's like, no, don't do that, and Kinsey's like, oh, too late, already did, and
Yeah.
and Victoria's
Yeah.
like, don't tell me. Tattletale tells her anyway,
Yeah.
which is a great moment.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, we do find out he got into university.
Literally took her spot.
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
bitch.
I like that Eric is just written to be hated from every angle.
Oh my god.
He's dying,
it's
right?
like he doesn't even have the advantage of like what's the Mr. Nieves character?
Yeah, Gary.
Like
Yeah.
Eric just lucks out by being on the good guy's side and somehow is still a bitch through and through.
I hope he becomes. I hope he lives and he becomes the president at the end. When all the dust settles, Eric's just in charge.
No, they they
Roll
don't need
credits.
that. Not after the end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anything else for 19.10?
No, good conversation. I did like this conversation a lot. Tattletale's great. I like her getting into the weeds of how other people's power works. Is always fun. Even though we've kind of known Contessa's powers in and out, still hearing it explained is always fun. So
Yeah. I will say, just a brief observation. I don't know if this is just me, but I feel like chat is a few minutes behind.
They're like 2 minutes behind.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if that's normal, how far behind they are, but
It's not. Hannah said that it's jumping, like it's like stopping and jumping
okay.
and glitching.
oh no,
Oh, it's unfortunate.
a night
Well,
of
anyways.
technical difficulties.
Alas, what can you do? I only noticed because we were talking about something and then somebody said Oni Lee, and I was like, oh, they must be answering something we said a couple
Yeah.
minutes ago.
Yeah.
Different people in
okay,
chat
that's
are
fine. I was just
different amounts of time behind as well. But it was
Yeah,
buffering a
yeah,
good
yeah.
amount
Makes
in the
sense.
beginning. It's solid now. All
okay.
There's a pretty
Cool.
good storm above us at the moment, so
yeah,
who knows
Yeah.
what's going on.
it probably is.
Into the outerludes.
Indubitably. 17.x interlude the major malfunctions part 1. The malfunctions try to keep the peace at the portal to shit. Flashback to withdrawal and finale's triggers into the forming of the team. Shit's doors open and Contessa comes through. All right. I do like the malfunctions. I mean, in terms of like very rapid sympathy moments, this is fascinating. I will say though, something I caught, and I think this was purposeful, I hope, the way that these interludes are set up seems to mimic the memories that the shards might take, right? So the shards focus on conflict or critical moments. So what are we getting? We're getting the current time, which is a shard moment, obviously, their trigger, which is a shard moment, and then it's labeled a critical moment, right? Which could easily be like, this is a turning point for this character, but that is the type of thing the shards might hold on to in terms of what shards take as data. So, yeah, I thought that was kind of a fascinating way of looking at it, as if we're looking at the characters through their shard experience in a way. Like this is what would be left if they got cloned by Valkyrie.
Very interesting. Yeah. I like that. Yeah, I mean, great triggers. Classic triggers at this point, but always fun to read. I think it's hard. It's just like I want these triggers and these chapters like way earlier, so I can care about these guys a bit more.
Yeah.
And I do.
Yeah.
Like they popped
yeah.
up. They pop up from time to time, and they've always been fun, and we like them and everything. So it's still like a sad couple chapters, but like I keep thinking back to we got a couple interludes with the wards before Leviathan. We got an entire arc for the travelers before, their really all of their stuff went down. So like comparatively it was so much easier to empathize with those characters when shit hit the fan. So it's just kind of hard to be like, oh, here's the background for these characters that were kind of cool. I like them, and they're gone. Or mostly gone. I don't know
Yeah.
exactly who's
Well,
making it out here, but
it seemed like 3 of the 4 got out. Just Fume Hood.
Yeah, I
maybe
guess.
everywhere.
Well, yeah, Fume Hood's a goner. It's the rest may have made it out. It's hard to tell exactly.
Yeah, it's hard to tell
if they did. Yeah, I mean,
because it's
judging
from Fume Hood's perspective, and her perspective shifts very very suddenly, of course.
Yeah. But
yeah,
I guess we'll see on them. But either way, it's just they're good chapters. I like reading about characters in general and kind of their triggers and how they came to be and how they got their specific powers and all that kind of stuff is always really fun. But just not enough time with them.
Yeah.
Me to really care.
Yeah. Finale's trigger kind of reminds me of Victoria's in the sense that
Whiplash.
Yeah, well, it's very Whiplash coded, which
It's
is
just
hilarious.
it's so
Um,
funny.
Yeah.
It's great.
except it's so similar in the sense of on its surface, right? You think about like what other people's triggers have been. It's like, no, my abusive dad was raping my mom in front of me, and I killed him with my powers, or you know, I
hmm
I watched I watched as my whole family was killed in front of me. In finales is like I got tricked into doing a drum solo at a fancy concert and got ashamed so badly I triggered.
Everybody hated my
Like,
solo.
yeah, everybody hated my
Yeah.
drum solo, so I triggered.
It's so
Which is like
true.
Victoria's, which again, not that it's not serious, but Victoria's being like, I was playing a basketball game and my parents didn't love me enough.
Yeah.
and a girl pushed me. It's like,
It's
okay.
funny. I completely agree, but I do think it's a fun way, or not a fun way, but a way of kind of illustrating that fact that like uh everybody's worst day is their worst day regardless. Like you can't compare traumas, so
Yeah,
like
yeah.
somebody's worst day is going to be their worst moment regardless of what anybody else went through.
Right. Right.
So it all could make sense that way.
Exactly.
But I agree.
From the outside, it's still fun.
I did like Finale's backstory. I was laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah, compared
Also,
to Caryatid getting like paralyzed by her
Oof.
foster parent or
Her
I don't know. I
mom.
couldn't. Was it her mom? Okay. I was getting lost if
yeah.
there was like a foster house or something like that.
So,
But like,
no, so the idea is her mom has a new boyfriend and he hates kids, so she literally drugs the two of them and leaves them in the room so that they don't come out and bother anybody.
Yeah.
And
God.
Yeah.
his stupid
Yeah.
like trap house friends come over and like also hang out
Yeah.
and are weird.
And are weird. Yeah, a little weird. Yeah. Fran said this is used as ammo for criticism against how Wildbow writes drug addicts. I will say, there's no like, and obviously, drugs do ruin lives. Not saying there isn't, but yeah, there aren't many like mostly functional drug addicts in Wildbow stories. It's always like if you're a regular drug user, you're like withdrawal or like Caryatid's parents or like the merchants, where it's like very, very extreme, right? Of
Right.
that. I don't know. It is also kind of
Moose and
hilarious.
Company.
Moose and Company, true. I
We knew
suppose
they do
they're
the Mary J mostly.
yeah, I
I mean,
suppose.
Prancer was terrible beforehand, but Moose is,
True. So true.
like
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, it is. It is very, very funny that Withdrawal was a drug addict and named that's his hero name is Withdrawal, and he has syringe powers. Like, what is
hmm really tackling
what is that?
the addiction head on.
What is it? Yeah,
Fight fire
for
with
real.
fire.
Right.
Yeah.
Um, fabulous.
I mean, all I can think of is we have a friend who, uh, was a recovering alcoholic and got a cat and named it Mimosa.
There you go. I get it. Yeah, we can get on to 17Y as well, since it's a continuation of the major malfunctions.
Yeah.
Contessa takes teacher. Flashback to Caryatid and Fume Hood's triggers. Fume Hood is shot, and her second trigger cracks the world and creates more Titans like Kronos. So we get this might be in 17Z, but we get a bit more of a picture of what's happening with the Titans, right? It's this idea that the captain of the ship has died, but the programming is still moving forward to try to complete the cycle of the entities, right? To try to bring all the shards back together to one big ultimate conflict. It's just happening more quickly and more haphazardly because the captain is no longer there. So
I wonder if it's even more of like a um yeah, it's very interesting because like Scion was but the shards are all individually sentient. So like
yeah, yeah,
so is it the kind of thing where like a new captain could be chosen, right? And the entity can live on, and this is like all part of that process, right? Wrap up the current objective, appoint a new captain onto the next world reality.
It does kind of feel like if they could all gather up again, it would become a new entity.
Right.
right.
Like the consciousness of the entity would develop from all the shards coming together. But
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah,
that's
it's
how it
interesting to
goes.
think about how that would work, and you almost wonder if like could a particular shard, like Taylor's shard or Valkyrie's shard, which seem to function in a small way the same way that the entities did, right, with the administration and the gathering of things. If one of them got turned into one of these titans, could they
Mm,
become a new entity in a way?
right.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, yeah.
Very interesting.
So, yeah, we do see. I do love that Fume Hood gets this one moment where she's like, "I'm gonna do something bad one last time," because she's like summoned this ball of poison gas
Yeah.
and realizes she's like, "Oh, this is black. I haven't made this in a
Yeah.
like this kills people." And then she
Mhm.
shoots it at the anti-parahumans, and they just all like get. What's that? There's a spell from D&D that does that. It's like a really high level spell where it's just like
It's like Cloud Kill.
it's like Cloud Kill. That's what it is. Yeah, Cloud Kill is the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Where it's just like dead. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. I
Crazy.
was having trouble envisioning. I'm usually pretty good at like mentally envisioning the scene itself, and I was having trouble with this one because I was like, why why are our boys struggling here? Why is the crew unable to handle one guy with a gun? I couldn't quite. I don't know. I couldn't quite wrap my head around the scene itself, I guess.
Mm-hmm. It is hard to. This is one of those moments where I'm like, this is cool lore, and I feel like there's so much I'm probably missing reading it just because it's
I was saying,
confusingly written.
because the guy, it sounded like the guy basically had read up on like all the heroes he might encounter here. So very specifically, like when they started coming after him, he was like, "I know what you do," you know.
Yeah, yeah,
And as
exactly.
we've
He would, yeah.
established, I have a gun. Like you can beat most of the powered people with a gun.
What's that? Just rewrite that old classic. I forget who it was who did the sketch, but you know, and it's the martial arts defense against everything, and the answer is just, and then you pull out your gun.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
it's a Donald, yeah, the Donald Glover crew. I forget what their name, the name of the sketch
Oh, Derek
comedy.
Comedy. Was it Derek
Derek
Comedy?
comedy.
Yeah.
Yes. First, you establish risk control. See,
Yeah.
and then once I have that, then I pull out my gun.
Pull out your gun.
He's in his house. He is in his house asleep, and he is robbing you for crack.
Yeah. Exactly. The anti parahuman messaging.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, hey, at the end of the day, none of them are bulletproof. So
Yep.
what are they gonna do?
True.
I
But
guess
hey, if you have
I'll
a
super
you have a
trigger. I
second trigger.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you shot me, eh?
Oh,
Well,
boy.
guess I'll turn into a god then.
Here I go triggering again. Yeah. So did we even like Fume Hood second triggered, and it was, I guess,
Titan
that
Force.
was
Let's
just
call
enough.
it a mega trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I think they said at or maybe this was someone in the comments at the end of the chapter. I'm trying to remember, but it was basically like a combination of a second trigger and a broken trigger at the same time.
Yes.
And
This
just
is the ice that everybody keeps referring to. That we are like the shard space is like fragilely, like it's in its spot, but it is ready to break at any point in time.
Right.
And this is that breaking where it is coming through and fully like kind of realizing this world. I imagine that like if this had happened to Cradle would become the Hecaton carries or whatever. Like just right there, all of a sudden you have a fourth dimensional creature in our third dimension, and you know the bazillion hands coming out of nowhere just killing people.
Right.
Yeah.
So I sort of like somebody getting turned inside out with their power.
Right. And it felt like part of what happened is because it was the she deeply concentrated her power so much without realizing it. That was what they were afraid was going to break the ice, was like the usage of a super strong power. And Fume Hood did that basically. Like she put all of her power into that one black shot. And that kind of snapped it, yeah.
Yeah.
And then my understanding of what happens next is basically she is kind of given a choice by Shard Space in a way to let Shard Space run rampant or to sort of pull it towards her in a gravitational way. And because she cares about the malfunctions and wants them to escape, she pulls Shard Space gravitationally towards her. So only her and Contessa get caught in it in the end, is what it sounds like based on that 17Y and Z. It sounds like only her and Contessa get titanized. Everybody else manages to escape somehow.
Because nobody else has the everybody else that was caught up in that didn't have a shard. And so her and Contessa get turned inside out with their shards, and it manifests in them rather than just a continual broken shard. Like I imagine if they didn't essentially localize it to themselves and turn into the Titans, that we would have a break on like a portal level, like just happening right out in the open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what they talk about, is just like there's a moment where somebody in 17Z they talk about the power and how it makes them want to like be sucked into the power. Like there's that temptation to be sucked in. So you're sort of able to control that in a small way, it seems like, in those last moments of consciousness, just depending on how you react to it. So they were able to sort of contain it. Her and mostly Fume Hood, it sounds like. We don't get Contessa's perspective, but it sounds like Fume Hood at least was able to contain it to herself to a certain extent.
You get the sense too that Contessa's Titan is also, the way it's worded implies some level of thought or control, because it's like I forget how it's worded, something about how attempting to communicate via lines or however. I'm butchering the wording there, but yeah, it's implied there's some little bit of thought there. How much? Honestly, kind of eerily similar to the description we get from Taylor's point of view as Kepri at the end, where it's just sort of like can't distinguish faces, can't speak to anybody, can't recognize whether or not it's angry or happy applause. Like, it's just sort of blind to the world, kind of losing its, herself, but still there, so it's very weird. I will say I'm not well, we'll see where it goes, obviously, but if this is Contessa's end, little underwhelming. I was hoping for a little bit more of a showdown with her.
We know that the Titans aren't dead. They're just they've been repurposed.
I'm happy to reserve further judgment until the whole thing is resolved, but I'm curious.
Yeah. To Bernard's question, do you think Fume Hood is still in the Titan, or is the Shard controlling her? From the bit we got from the Dauntless Titan from Kronos, it seems like there is a piece of consciousness still in there, but it's so smothered by the impossibility of the existence, it's hard to know how much control they would have. So there might be, she may be in there, but more as an unwilling passenger rather than as an active participant, would be my guess.
Yeah, I mean, going back to the Kepri thing, like a combination of the draw of the shard doing its thing and you being so alien from humanity at that point that like you just kind of don't recognize what's going on or what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we'll see. Don't forget, the Simurgh is still up there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
As was
Whispering sweet
asked, who do
nothings.
you think we talked about this in earlier senses. Who do you think we would become the new entity, essentially? The new pilot, as it were. Bernard asked that.
Oh, like the new captain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good question.
I mean, of what we know, Contessa makes the most sense, I think.
Yeah.
Contessa does make the most sense. I mean, we talked about before, just like of all the people, Valkyrie seemed like even way back in Worm, like could resurrect the dead
right.
Eden.
Oh yeah, right.
Or become the dead Eden by collecting enough shards, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, just random thought, but Valkyrie was totally present when Eidolon aided, and so definitely has Eidolon.
Yes,
and yet we
She
haven't
does.
seen.
She's mentioned that.
Okay, she has. It's Vormnesia, right? Have we seen an Eidolon shadow or clone or anything?
I don't think we have.
No clone.
Okay.
I think she mentions him at one point in time and basically says
that he's still too much of a bitch.
I think actually basically, yeah, she's like, I recovered him, but he's still upset about what happened and he doesn't want to come out, basically.
Yeah, that sounds
I
familiar.
feel like she says something to that
Yeah.
effect.
I believe it. Yeah.
Or it's like it's a combination of that, or she's like, plus I know his power is quite dangerous. Then so we're not gonna risk it at this point in time.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right, on to 17Z to wrap us up.
Yeah, let's wrap us up.
Alrighty. Interlude. Various. Eric watches the Titans form. Scribe talks to Victor and Moonsong before Victor turns. Marquis defends Amy from a turned hunter. Moose tries to stop Prancer and gets absorbed. And Eric learns that Scenario has turned as well. Scenario. Yeah. Oof.
Yeah, lots of little vignettes here.
I did want to say J-Man made a funny point. Eric thinking Scenario is his partner is hilarious. Yes, it is. That gives big I'm the favorite intern. It gives big Dwight from The Office energy where it's like, I'm assistant to the regional manager. It's like, all right, dude. Like, relax.
Yeah, look here, coffee boy.
Yeah.
You
like,
were
listen,
not given any decision making power.
Assistants A through Y died in Gold Morning. Don't think you're that great just because Assistant Z survived.
What was that? That really bad oh god, the movie about like the 26th person in line, the designated survivor.
Yeah.
With Kiefer Sutherland. It's like everybody else who could possibly be president died in whatever explosion it was. You're all that's left. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's Eric.
In reference to Valkyrie as well, J-Man said she says she doesn't want to use him because she only wants to use good people. And Valkyrie says that Eidolon's battery is a bit used up as well. So Makes
Right,
sense.
she did say that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways, so the Titans we end up with that we know about, we have Fumehood, Contessa, Victor, Hunter, and Combo Moose Prancer
Yeah.
in scenario.
Moose, Mooser.
Mooser, yeah. Princeus,
Ooh.
as it were.
Princess.
Princeus.
Francis.
We don't have to.
That one, I will be honest, that one hurts the most.
Yeah.
Because Prancer grew on me by the end. I don't really like him that much, though. I care more about Moose. And Moose, being such a good guy, he's like, Prancer, you can fight it, like resist it. And Prancer's like, I don't know, man. I don't think I can. And then Moose is like, all right, well, if you can't fight it, then I'm gonna join up with you. what a guy, Moose. Never
Yeah.
leaves a bro behind, literally.
Uh,
I don't think he actually wanted to, but you know what I mean.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
He
more
certainly
just sad
didn't
for
leave him. Yeah.
yeah. Certainly, I'm just more sad for Moose because this means the fantasy of Moose and Victoria getting together and smashing is not going to happen.
It's pretty not looking great.
Yeah.
Not impossible, but the odds
Not
are pretty
impossible.
low.
Nothing's
The
impossible.
odds are
First off, through shards, all things are possible. Write
Well,
that
now
down.
Prancer's
shards.
involved, so I don't know if we need that.
Yeah, that's a threesome nobody wants.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure somebody wants it, but we don't. We don't. Really
I was gonna
Hannah
say it.
is so sad about Moose. All capital letters.
I was waiting for
Yeah.
that.
Ask her if
Next.
she's crying. Ask her if
I
she's crying.
myself just have poor Moose written down.
Poor Moose.
Also, well, as long as we're to get us off the sad Moose train, and back to Eric, who is a bitch.
Yeah.
Just the way he talks about her. Well, she's probably absorbed a bunch of stuff through osmosis. I mean, she slept with a ward. You mean her boyfriend? Like, just the way he says it makes it sound like a one-off thing. And I had to second guess, like, does he know about the Annalise thing? I was like, no, he's talking about her very long time boyfriend. As if that was just like a nothing to him.
Yeah.
And God, I just have what a sexist piece of shit. Like,
yeah.
he really has the like and I realized it this time around. Any woman that isn't scenarial, this guy clearly fucking hates. Like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
unfortunately for him, that is like most of the people in the room he's dealing with.
Yeah. It reminds me the way he talks. In my job, I have to deal with people who don't know what they're talking about, but it's always funny to me when they think they do. And in that regard, I've had multiple people say the phrase to the effect of, I don't know how it works where you're from, but in the real world, this is how things work. And I'm like, that's funny. No, that's not how that works, actually. You were sorely mistaken. And I feel like that's the energy Eric gives, he would be the kind of person to say that. He's like, I don't know how it works in your world, Victoria, but in the real PRT. And I'm like, okay, dude, you've been with a PRT for like a month. Like, chill. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, God, if only I could hate him more. I only have so much hate in my heart, but you know, he gets a lot of it right now. It's the very you know what it is it's the Umbridge Voldemort problem right now, where it's like Eric and Amy. It's like clearly Amy is the worst villain, but in this moment I hate Eric more.
Yes.
It is the Umbridge Voldemort thing where it's like clearly Voldemort's a worse villain, but Umbridge, you just hate her so much
on a personal level.
We all hate Amy because she's the worst. We all hate Eric because we all know an Eric.
Exactly.
It's hard to find an Amy in your life, like somebody that bad, but you know an Eric. You're right.
And if you
Uh,
don't know an
Speaking
Eric,
of
maybe
Amy.
you and are an Eric.
oh,
oh no, got him.
It's true.
yeah. Nick, it's one of the you
If you've
talk
ever,
about the
if you've ever,
this is the way that I don't know how
Yeah.
you think this works, but in the real world it works like this, is often said by somebody who gets away with whatever they're talking about despite it not being the way that it should work. Like they are
Exactly.
running on, they are the exception that proves the rule to being like, well, yeah, if you like do this, then you'll get what you want. And it's like that takes an insane amount of like Karen-ness to get away with. And sure, that works for you because people don't want to deal with you. But for real people, they don't have the lunacy to ask something so audacious.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's yeah, that's part of what makes him so frustrating is exactly that, is it's, the person who has gotten off enough on being just right enough times that he thinks he's always right, or that he always knows best, and nobody's really challenged him on it because either they don't care enough or he is more important than they are. Yeah, screw Eric. Speaking of people who always do things right, though, poor Victor. Um, you know, uh, he was trying to reach out to Scribe and be like, "Hey, Scribe, you want to catch up? You want to chat like old times? We can be buds." And and
Wrong
then
place, wrong time.
yeah, wrong place, wrong time. Scribe is a bitch. I think that's all it comes down to, is a
Yeah,
Scribe
that's
bitch.
yeah. That sums it up. I did think for a moment that Marky Mark was a goner. When
Yeah,
the way it
yeah.
was worded,
Oh man.
the one to stay behind, of course, was Mark, and I was like,
Yeah.
damn it, here he goes.
Yeah, both Marks even. We almost lost both Marks, Marquis and Mark.
We did almost lose both. Yeah, that
So.
would have. I think that that would have been Amy's end. Both her father figures dying. Yeah, at like technically her creations. Yeah,
Yeah. Oof.
rough.
Yeah.
But he did get that cool double bounce, the cool double grenade bounce with his with his orbs.
Yeah.
I like Mark's power a lot. It's great.
I do too. Yeah. Flashbang. What a great power. Him and Marquis. Amy really did luck out with the father figures. Not great people, but cool powers. Very
Yeah.
cool
Oh,
powers.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You know. Marquis with the bone stuff and Flashbang with the bombs of light. Super cool.
I love that they're both like, yeah, we're not really gonna fight over Amy. We both recognize that we're both important in her life, so we're just gonna be the bigger men and work with her. It's like, guys, I wish you both were heroes. Like, I wish you were on our side,
Yeah.
but you're not.
Yep.
And Fran, to answer your question after so long, we did not get flashbacks yet, so we'll get around to that eventually.
Yeah, J-Man says they really liked Scribe and Moonsong's interactions. I did like that too. Not that it redeemed Moonsong, of course, but just that little moment where she's like, "No, Scribe, frick, like we gotta be better. Like I'm trying to be better. You gotta be better too."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those where like I've never thought that Moonsong was inherently a bad person. We've talked about the difference between like bad people and doing bad things. Obviously does bad things, but Moonsong has always tried to be a good person. And Scribe has started off as a bad person and it's just kind of like I don't know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't have too much more in these interludes really. Only to kind of reiterate what you were saying, Nick, with just despite what I would consider a not as engaging section of chapters, um, was a great ending, very exciting, and I am quite curious to see where it goes from here. Just
Yeah.
how fractured reality really is at this point.
Exactly. Exactly.
And where the hell is the Machine Army?
They're being held off by a giant flesh mommy.
They're
From
being
what I understand.
they're being White Walkered.
Yeah.
Build them up. We're gonna get them here at the end. They're gonna be defeated, hive mind style, with a knife to the back, and that's gonna be it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be
Let's
crazy.
just
Yeah.
say, Bernard asked, did Titanization mean that the characters failed, or does it mean they've rejected humanity? As far as
Yeah.
I'm aware at this point in the story, neither.
Yeah.
They are just, I mean, I guess closer to maybe the
Here's
characters failed.
here's the thing. When you're a vessel for a piece of God, essentially, and then that piece of God decides it wants more than just a piece of you, I don't feel like that's a failure per se. Like this is kind of like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Well,
You
so that
know.
was a bar, Nick.
That's... Thank you, Jacob.
Fran asks, who else should get turned into a Titan?
Your mom.
Who?
Bam.
No hesitation.
Narwhal.
Who else? Who else should be? Narwhal's already a Titan. All right.
Ugh.
Listen,
That's,
Can,
she does not
even
need
bigger?
to get hotter. There's,
Ugh.
she's too hot already. No, there's, you know what this opened up as a memory for me because I knew that
Oh,
the jokes about like
go on.
big female titans come up. It unlocked this memory from my adolescence. I watched the movie Too Young, the movie Dude, Where's My Car?
mm,
I don't
Oh
know if
man.
any of you guys have seen that.
I know that movie.
Vaguely,
But
I remember.
I don't
It,
remember it very well.
It's the reason that Ashton Kutcher exists.
basically. So it came out in the year 2000, and it was one of those goofy comedies that goes off the rail very quickly. Very simple premise, but ends in a very
Stoner
weird place.
comedy.
Yeah.
It's a stoner comedy. Yeah. Premise is they had a party. These two guys have a party. They wake up and the guy can't find his car. He doesn't know what happens. Ends with giant alien women trying to take over Earth. So,
Yep.
like,
Sounds right.
It's a dude
like-
movie.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And there's
Stop.
a
Hot Tub Time
joke
Machine
in
ass
there.
movie.
Yeah, there's a joke in there where when the alien woman, who is very attractive, becomes giant, and it's at a carnival scene. There's a joke in there where a little boy is like, "Dad, I want to ride that ride," and the dad just goes, "Oh, me too, son."
Such a long story for that joke, Nick. God
Yep,
damn
yep,
it.
But we
That's-
got there.
That's what this chapter unlocked for me was that memory.
You know what?
that
And
I
Wild
went,
Bo would have
in
been
the year-
proud of the length it took to get there.
Yeah.
A lot of setup for that. Yep,
oh my
interlude.
god.
You know, at least 2 arcs.
at least.
Gosh.
At least.
Well,
Let me
in the
describe
s-
where I was when I watched the movie first.
in the Smasher Pass tier Patreon content, Contessa was my number one, so I had to do Narwhal as well. That's why I said that.
There you
That's
go.
fair.
There
That's
you go,
fair.
yeah.
Thing.
You know?
Yeah.
We should definitely do it. Did we do a smash down? I think we did a smash down.
What's
Yeah. Bernard asked, what do you think the trigger for Titanification is? I feel like it's probably a combination of, from what we've seen, a combination of the same sort of things that would activate a trigger, like the stressing
Mhm.
situations. But what it's doing is it's taking your ego in terms of like, your identity and psyche and whittling that down so you're at a point where it's very thin and the shard is just sitting on the other side of a thin pane of glass. And eventually you're in a situation where you use your powers, and because it's heating up on the other side, it can break through and essentially subsume your person.
Mhm.
So the trigger for it, I think, is a combination of factors. As we've seen, it's happened to Fume Hood. It's happened to, what did we have? Victor, Cineral, Contessa,
Hunter
yep,
and
Hunter,
Dauntless.
Kronos, all people who are, I'll just
Yeah.
say, probably in situations and under a lot of stress and their power being just right under the surface, ready to burst out at any time.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah, I
I
think
thought it was.
part of it is wrong place, wrong time too. Like if you were using your power when the shattering happened with Fume Hood, because I feel like Moose and Prancer were not in a stressful situation. Um, right? They were just in a position of, oh, we're just hanging out. Like Moose even says, we're in a good place. My guess is Prancer started using his power for some reason, and it kind of caught up in the shattering of that one moment. Not 100% sure though, but that's a guess. I think too, yeah, like you said, it's what is it? It's the same things that lead to triggers, right? But they've talked about how the controlling mechanism of the entities is no longer in place. So that's why we get the broken triggers, and that's why now we're getting these titanification triggers, where it seems like this maybe was the end goal of the entities all along, was to accelerate the conflict using something like broken triggers, using something like the Titans, whatever it might be. But now that the controlling mechanism isn't there, it's just all kind of going haywire. So anytime there would be a second trigger or a potential for something big like that, it manifests in this broken, absurd way. It's kind of the way
Yeah.
I'm taking it.
Yeah, because you could imagine a world where the powers, if we were more conflict oriented, which is hard to believe for humans since we're literally the most conflict oriented creature on the planet, that we would uh just have like lots of fights with powers in concentrated areas, which we kind of did, but that would ramp up to a level of like just how people's powers evolve with them over time, that like the siege, like the shard seeds and whatnot, would also ramp up. So by the time you got to a third generation of powers, you were supposed to have people who are essentially gods, and they're ripping open holes in reality, and everything's falling apart into shard space, and and then the planet dissolves. But instead, people tried to organize and be like, "Whoa, let's." Some people even were like, "I don't want to do that." I forget if somebody mentioned this last time or it's just something I. No, I think somebody mentioned this in the Discord, that like even people who were conflict averse, like Canary, her power literally like made her get into conflict. Like, by it wanted to lash out at the most inopportune time. So like you have people that get dragged in even if they don't. The idea that like their power has a will of its own, so it will drag you into conflict, which is what happened with Canary.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because it does push conflict, right? We do know that to be true.
Yeah, that is what they're seeking.
Data through conflict.
Yeah.
Where's the cool chill entity that seeks data through cooperation? You know what I mean?
Tell me, that was my my theory for Abaddon. With that, he's the reverse entity.
That
He
was
just
a pretty cool dude.
Yeah, just conquers like
He's
just
the
with
cool guy.
love and chill, and just all of his shards are all about peace. Just
Yeah.
creates utopias everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I'll come by and pick up those shards later. Don't even worry, dog.
Yeah.
You just enjoy them while you got them. Just tell me about your sweet stories when I come back. All right, let's see what we have for the docket in 2 weeks. What's in 2 weeks? That'll
2
be
weeks.
the 6th.
The 6th.
Let me just make sure there's no World Cup finals or anything real quick.
Yeah, right.
What is happening on the 6th? Nothing. Probably nothing, because I think it's later.
All right. In that case,
Yeah.
shall we do arc 18.1 through 18.6?
I like it.
I think that sounds pretty good. I need to
Sure.
look up. I know there's a shorter arc coming up.
Oh,
Actually,
wise.
actually, it is this upcoming arc. So we've all been operating at about anywhere from like 13, almost 1400 to like 1100, or not 1100, 114 to 111,000. And this upcoming one will be a drastic drop for us. It's only going to be 85,000 words.
Oh,
Damn.
just a
Which
small
is,
book.
oh, it is.
Yeah.
The last time we had something this small was arc 8. All of those were in the 82,000.
Gotcha.
You know, but yeah,
Crazy.
it's going to be a real easy one for us. So
No problem.
18.1 to 18.6. Let's go.
Let's go.
Done.
And that means we've only got 3 arcs left.
That is
It's
crazy.
pretty crazy.
Wow.
We're closing in here.
Also, Fran, the answer you're looking for is, I believe they're wrong. They're saying the name that they're thinking of, and they're thinking of Apollyon, which is actually the helpful entity, and Abaddon was the third one that he wrote about if it came in and ate them all up. Abaddon, I believe,
Abaddon
is
was the one in
yeah,
Worm.
I
That was
might be
the name.
mistaken, but I know there's a confusion between the two.
No, Abaddon was the one that shared shards with Eden. Yeah.
It is Abaddon?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And Apollyon is the theorized one.
I've never heard about Apollyon.
Perhaps.
Yeah, it's the apex predator one. Never mind. Okay. I got those
Gotcha.
confused then.
The large universe of Worm.
What a big universe it is. But thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate all of you out there.
Yes.
Thanks to our patrons. We will be doing that game show soon.
Hannah will
Might
be
even be able
back.
to do it live. Who knows? Hannah will come back. We'll pull her out of the Shard Realm somehow, which means there's hope for Moose. You know, if we can pull Hannah out of the Shard Realm, maybe we can pull Moose out too.
There you go.
Never know.
But yeah, and hopefully by then I'll get my camera situation actually fixed. So you know, lots of things that could be done. Yeah. And then we'll see y'all on, what did we say again? The 6th.
The 6th.
For those of you playing bingo, I got a bingo. I got Jacob as a cinephile, Eric as a bitch, shooting shoot Amy. I must have had a stroke while I was
shooting Amy.
typing that. Because I know what I put before then, and then I changed it to something smaller. But
funny.
yeah, pro shooting shoot Amy. And Tattletale is best girl. We also got Victoria's a bitch. Someone had to look up proxemics. Amy's a bitch. Someone misunderstands what's happening, and Nick goes full teacher parent. But what we missed was someone calling it early. Some theory that we went and got early. Sympathy for Victor, which no one had apparently. Alan Rance I thought I was pretty self-controlled. All
Yeah.
things considered.
You were.
Cat on
you were.
screen couldn't do because no camera.
No camera.
Goes past 10:30, which we didn't. Michael
True.
has to reel them in, which he did not have to. And the
No.
podcast is interrupted for a World Cup update, which we did not do.
I almost
Despite
did.
Wow,
the
that's funny.
crazy
That's funny.
game that was going on. No spoilers.
Yeah,
All
Gotta
right.
watch some
That's
highlights.
That's literally the only
exactly
reason I didn't is for no spoilers.
Did I have it pulled up the whole time? Absolutely.
Yeah, I was pretty sure you would with your camera off. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have done it with my camera on. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
I'll
I'll give
yeah.
if it gives anybody a bingo, I did say that I felt bad for Victor. So if that gives anyone in the audience a bingo,
There you go.
There's your chance. There's your
All
chance.
I'm
There's your
saying
chance.
is Nick's got to type.
Hey, listen.
All right, let me play the song, boys.
Alrighty.
Join the Patreon, please come on and join the Patreon. Why don't you just join the Patreon? Come support us and join the Patreon. Please help us and join the Patreon. We have fun, join the Patreon. It's great, yeah, join the Patreon. Why don't you just join the Patreon? Come on, come on.
Sometimes, just for fun, I'll cancel my Patreon subscription just so I can have the pleasure of signing up once again.
Yeah. All right,
Oh.
guys. Thanks so
Yeah.
much. We will
Beautiful.
see you on the 6th for
Alrighty.
the first part of Arc 18, 1 through 6. Thanks again. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.